Hi there. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create class in C#. So first thing, open Visual Studio and create one C# console project. Now inside your project, you will find empty solutions such as this. You will have namespace with your project name, then class program and static void main method. Now here inside our class program, I'm going to create one more class. To understand that, your class can contain subclasses and methods or variables. So I'm going to create one class with name animal, and I have to use curly brackets to create that class. Okay, so again, keyword is class, then name of your class, and within curly bracket you are going to add properties like variables, methods that are specific to your class. Okay, so let's say I have created one constructor with same name as my class name. So whenever my class is called, this constructor gets invoked. So I'm going to write constructor animal class. Okay, now to call our class, we have to go to our static void main method, and there we have to write our class name, then object name, and then equals to, and then new, and then class name. Okay, so instead of writing whole project name and then class, simply use your class name and then semicolon. Okay, this will invoke a constructor which is same as this, but here we have specifically written one line that will get executed. So the default one will be overridden with this one. Okay, and we have no parameters within this constructor, so this is the default one without any form of parameters passed. Okay, so let me just use console.read to pause the output. Now let's execute. And here you see I just created one object, and by creating the object it will call the default constructor. Okay, if I, let's say, pass some parameters to constructor, then parameterized constructor will be called. Now this was about our constructor and calling the class. Now let's take a look at what we can do apart from constructor. We can also write a custom method which is public. So let's write public method and let's name this mammal. Okay, so it will show you this return type. So it has no return type, so we will use void. Now all I have to do is use object dot mammal. If I call that, then it will simply call this public void method, and I'm going to replace constructor with mammal. So by default the default constructor will be called and no output will be there, but it will also call this mammal method, so this output from console write line will be on console. So let's execute and see how it works. As you can see, I created an object, but it will call the default constructor without any console write line statements. But we also called mammal method, which will call for this mammal animal class statement. Okay, so as you can see, we can write the class simply by using class keyword and then class name, and within curly bracket we have declared our constructor, our public method. We can also replace this with private, Okay, so in short, we have seen how to create a class with keyword and then class name, and enclosing our properties methods inside that class. Also, we have seen how to create object of class simply by using class name, then object name, and then equals to new, and then class. Okay, so this class method instantiates constructor, and the constructor has same name as our class name. It can have parameters. When you have parameters within your object initialization, it will be called. Okay, so this was a short demo on classes in C#.